Okay, time to put the Adirondack chair together. First, a couple of things of housekeeping. Sorry it's been a while since I've sent anything out. The last month and a half has been very hectic. A lot of family things going on, so all good, but very busy. And the other thing is, I want to say again, the plans I got for this, I got on Etsy from a company called Old World Farms Garden. So, if you're interested in it, please make sure you buy the plans from them. I think it was like $10 for the PDF, so it's not that bad. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is put what they call the right side chair rail together, which is basically a front leg that we cut, a back leg which has an angle cut on both the top and the bottom, and then this chair rail that goes along the top here that has an angle cut in the back but it's straight in the front. So what I'm going to do, and I'm using 2.5-inch number 8 screws, by the way, that are treated too, so they shouldn't rust. So line this guy up so everything should be square, everything should be flush. I'm going to pre-drill here a couple. Mistake. Yes, it's on that side. Alright, so that looks good. Let me get the pieces together and we'll work on the other side. Alrighty. So now we have a front, or a left and a right. Other than that, they should be identical. And that's step one. So the next piece is to connect these two guys together with this board here, which is this board right here. Okay? So what I need to do, this is the right side. You see, I made that mistake last time, but it's the one that has the 2x4 on the outside. So what I want to do is measure up 13.5 inches. And make a little mark. So what that's going to be, this guy is going to go here, with that being the top. It's going to be flush here, if you can see that. Okay? So that's what we're shooting for. See that or not? That's my start of my frame. Again, the two end pieces and this guy right here. Okay, got my helper today. So what we want to do, I'm going to come around and do this side first. So we've got these two pieces that we cut with different angles. This one's like a 15 degree and that one's maybe 20 or so. I can't remember the exacts, but anyway, the way this works, these are these side rails So it goes on here like that. You want it to be basically sitting in like that. And screw 2 screws here, 2 screws there, and then this will be what we use to put the seat on all the way down. You can see, I think you can see on this one, that's this piece right here. Okay. So I'm going to drill a couple more holes. That part's done. So to finish up the bottom part of the chair, what we basically need to do is we need to put boards screwed into the side rails here, going all the way down. The one thing I don't really care about on the plans is the way they tell you to do this top piece. So if we get one of these in here, just to give you an idea, okay? So you can see a 2x4 like this, you're supposed to screw it into this board here, and then you've got this big piece coming out here. The rest of them are going to be angled down. Let me get one here. You can see the rest of them be angled down, so you have a part sticking up here. So what they show on the plans in the picture, but they don't really tell you to do this, is to cut a corner off of this board to help with the transition sloping down. I didn't really care for that, so I modified mine a little bit. So if I take this guy out, you can see this one here. So what I did is I put this in and I measured the slope going down. I think I overdid it just a hair, but it's still better than not. So then I cut off like 15-degree slice of this 2x4 on my table saw. I had a little bit of a corner not cut out of the front here, and then I used my belt sander to smooth it all out. So now this guy, if I can get it in here, that way I want it. Okay, so that guy will go in like that and pretty much line up. So I think that's an improvement over the plans. It's a little difficult to make that cut if you don't have the right tools. I mean, I don't want anybody getting hurt doing it the way I said to do it, but anyway, that's the way I did it, and just something to note if you go ahead and do this. So I'd already started these guys, so I'm going to drill this on in. Those are good, and I'm going to put a second coat of paint on this to make it cover up all the screws and everything. So that I think is good. Then what I'm going to do is, now they say to put like a 1/2-inch gap between the boards. So it's always good to have little shortcuts. Well, one thing, I don't know if you noticed that, I just felt how wide I want the boards to be flush, so they're all the same length. I want them to be flush, so I used my elbows here to adjust it. But a 1/2 inch is about my thumbnail. So as scientific as that may sound, it does work. and you don't have to screw with a measuring tape. So I'm just going to pre-drill these guys real quick. Again, I want to make sure it's good and flush, and it is. Okay, so then I'll start this guy. Get these guys in. Okay. You'll make sure it's down at least flush, if not in a little bit. You don't want to have screws sticking up, hitting you on the backside. So let's see here. Again. One's good. Do the next one. All right, that basically finishes the bottom of the chair. Now we need to make the top and attach it, but we make it first and then we put it on. So this, if I move this out a little bit, basically mirrors the bottom half of that chair. Obviously we don't have the rails on yet, and we don't have the back on yet, but other than that, the bottom's done.